Top 10 heroes for the month of February 2020. I want to thank everyone for liking last month's video. It's my most liked video every month. Also, please subscribe. This can be your one-stop shop for all things Marvel Strike Force, whether it's commentary or news. Just take a look at some of the videos that came out in the last week. And news for this game is scattered everywhere. Blog posts from the developers, from Reddit, from various Discord servers, and also data mines. So if you don't want to hunt all those sources and you want to watch a 15-minute video or so every day, consider subscribing. Although I don't put up every day, but I try. Anyways, let's get to the top 10 list for the month of February. And we're going to start off this list with Invisible Woman. Now, in this, we're also going to talk about the promotion credits because we are being awarded 10 gold promotion credits, which means we can take 2 existing 5 red star characters to 6 stars. And so you can see right here, Invisible Woman, I have her at 5 red stars, and taking her from 5 red stars to 6 red stars will boost her power level, from 35% to 50%, which is significant. And I gotta say that she's probably my third choice. And she's not on my list currently, although I think she would be an excellent choice for a lot of people. But why is Invisible Woman on this list? Well, first of all, she's good in nearly all game modes. She's God tier character, in my opinion, and she is just a tank of all tanks. And the main reason why she's important is that her psionic shields right here gives a barrier mechanic to all characters, which is amazing. It's above the health pool, and the cool thing is you can put barrier on there, and then the characters can heal up underneath it while the barrier is on the top of them. It's a really good mechanic. It's very helpful, specifically in raids. I'm using it quite a bit. She has a way of knocking down stealth on the opposing team and putting stealth on this team. She has a way of putting offense down on the other team, and she has a way of giving defense up. I put all T4s on all of it, and I do regret the basic attack. Don't regret the other 3, but I do regret putting the T4 on the basic attack. I did that for U7 to get some extra damage output. Plus, I also want to mention, when she has barrier, she's constantly hitting back, which is quite amazing. God tier character easily makes this list. Do I want to use the promotion credits on her? Not sure yet. Not sure. She's probably my third choice. Next on the list is Phoenix. Boy, I'm going to take Phoenix to tier 14 as soon as possible. I'm going to use her in Dark Dimension 3. She's good in all game modes, but not particularly raids, because when Phoenix dies, she summons the Dark Phoenix, and that won't carry on to the next node unless you want to spend the cores. So she has this default mechanic in her so that she's not good in raids. However, I believe Dark Dimension 3 is going to be very difficult, and I'm going to be happy doing 1 node a day. And Phoenix is going to do very well on that, because in her summon mode, when she does her middle ability, it's a vitality drain, and that should be a very large amount of damage in addition to the Phoenix Unleashed. Now, she's easily makes this list. You could go on debate what's a better character, Phoenix or Ultron. They're both the best characters in the game, in my opinion. If I had her to 5 stars, if I had her at 5 red stars right now, she would be an automatic take to 6 stars. And I've heard people say, well, you want Phoenix to die, so she doesn't really need the stars. It doesn't matter. She's beast mode. She does so well. I would take her to 6 stars. Coming up against a 6 or a 7 star Phoenix in Arena is pretty scary, because when she does that final swoop, it kills the whole board. It's quite amazing. Next on the list is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel would be my second choice. Phoenix and Captain Marvel would be my first choice. If I had her at 5 red stars, I would be taking her to 6 red stars with the promotion tickets. She is a one-man army, especially on defense in Alliance Wars. If you've ever gone up against a 6 or a 7 star Captain Marvel, it is a nightmare. She is a one-man team. She can just destroy everything. You probably have to take at least a 250,000 power team to defeat a single 100K Captain Marvel. Now, I did all the T4s on all of them but the basic. I wouldn't have a problem putting the basic on her as well. I just haven't had a need for it. I'm not currently using her as much as some other people, but I just want to acknowledge the sheer raw power of Captain Marvel. she is definitely on this list, and she's a character I have no problems recommending. She's probably the most recommended character on the list that I've seen for taking characters from 5 red stars to 6 red stars with the promotion tickets. And I just want to suggest that those tickets are very rare, and spend them wisely. Like, I'm willing to hold off on upgrading until I get a 5 red star Captain Marvel or a 5 red star Phoenix to spend them on them. I'm not going to just rush out and put it on just any character. I'm still having a hard time deciding on Invisible Woman. Next on the list, we have to talk about Black Bolt. Black Bolt is a newcomer, and if I had a 6 yellow star and a 5 red star Black Bolt, I would put the tickets on him as well. He is a hard counter to Ultron, and I put all the T4s on this guy, and I don't regret any of them. I love them. He is just straight up damage. I've been using him inside of U7 as well. It's been quite good. I've been enjoying it quite a bit, and he's just straight up damage and a counter to Ultron. Now, not on this list is Yo-Yo, and I think Yo-Yo needs to be on this list. I just haven't had enough playtime with Yo-Yo. Be sure to check out next month's video because maybe Yo-Yo will be on the list, but I just want to mention her right now. And even though I don't have the yellow stars, I do have the red stars on her. I have a 6 red star Yo-Yo. I just don't have the yellow stars to get her going, but I think she should be on the list. And the main thing about Black Bolt is that when they drop below 25% health, he pings them. That is so good, even in raids. Definitely important in Arena, definitely important against Ultron. Yeah, he's just pretty much a hard counter to Ultron. Next on the list is Vision. I have to put Vision on this list almost every time because he's amazing. And he's relatively easy to get, but I'm finding I'm using him even in U7, and I'm still using him in the Arena. There's this really disgusting combo with Vision and Hela, where basically the whole team gets ability blocked, and it's just a great combo. And even before Black Bolt came out, I was using Vision to counter Ultron, and there's just so many things on his kits that are amazing. First is he dodges like a madman. He's hard to kill. He has mass Dispel on the opposite team. He can clear 2 positive effects across all the enemies. Very useful. Dive Bomb ability block, and he's fast enough where it's an effective dive bomb as well. And then his basic attack chains and will put bleed against tech enemies and offense down. Probably one of the best basic attacks in the game. He's low on this list for the top 10, but he really has been an amazing character for a long time, and just his passive of on spawn applying defense up for tech makes him useful in Ultimate 7, because most of the characters that I'm using in Ultimate 7 are tech characters. So highly recommend Vision. He's been on the list probably the longest out of all the characters on this list. He's had one rework since global launch, but he's been on this list a long time. I love my Vision. I might even take him in a Dark Dimension. I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that I'm going to be taking, Ultron and Phoenix and MINN-ERVA and Scientist Supreme. Is Scientist Supreme next? Yes, Scientist Supreme. We got to talk about Scientist Supreme. Okay. You have to play Scientist Supreme. You have to try her. You have to upgrade her. She makes Ultimate 7 amazing. Basically, once she gets going, your entire team has offense up and defense up, and the opposing team has defense down and offense down. And it's like, it took the battle from like you being down here and then being up here to them being down here and you being up here. I mean, it's like a 70% swing at least on both of these abilities. Now, she's not really a healer, but I'm finding that I can run her along with like Invisible Woman, and it's almost enough heals with the Ultron minions. It's quite amazing. Now, the only T4 that I put on her was this one right here, because it flips 4 negative effects. Otherwise, it would flip 3. And there were times where she would flip and it would not flip the stun or not flip the heal block. So I'm getting a lot of use out of that. Easily the best rework of last year. I'm going to take her into Dark Dimension 3. She has some mild synergy with Ultron. And more importantly than all of that, she has a revive, which is a passive revive. It's just a 25% chance. And as long as there's not Ultron minions everywhere in the way, because the board has a maximum of 10 slots. So if there's 9 slots and one of your allies has died, she just has a passive 25% chance to revive them, which seems to happen quite a bit. and that is very useful inside of U7. So she just really is a raid character, and she's easy to get. She's not a legendary character or anything like that. Gonna take her into Dark Dimension 3. This is a no-brainer in my opinion for raids. Best rework of last year. Plus she's also good on defense on aim teams. And there's this new ULTRON team which is countering Asgardians right now. She's useful. She's an important character, easily makes the list. Next, we've got to talk about Magneto. Now, when I talk about Magneto, I put Magneto on this list just because I'm still using him quite a bit. Just to be able to go very early and bring everybody into the middle and put blind on them. Now, it's interesting, if you put Magneto on a team by himself without Juggernaut or else without any other Brotherhood, he will actually be slower than Phoenix. So Phoenix will do her stealth mode where she puts everybody else on the team on stealth, and then he can go in and put blind on the whole team. But if he's paired up with Juggernaut, he gets extra speed and he goes before Phoenix, and the problem with that is then she absorbs all the blind onto herself. So you can use him by himself without any other Brotherhood to get around that Phoenix middle ability that she starts off with. Now, the rest of it's really good. I mean, you've got basically Disrupted, and you've got hit multiple targets, and he does all kinds of cool things for the Brotherhood. And Juggernaut is on the list, but Juggernaut paired up with Magneto makes a two-man army. Really, it's Magneto, Pyro, and Juggernaut. And hopefully we'll get 2 more new Brotherhoods in the future because both Mystique and Sabretooth were kind of sucked away to the Marauders. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with the Brotherhood in the future. I just think I had to put him on the list just because if he can pull everybody together. Not good in raids, however, but worth mentioning on this list. Next, we have to talk about ULTRON. Now, ULTRON is the character for Dark Dimension 2. As soon as you lock ULTRON, it's like playing Marvel Strike Force 2. He easily was the best character of the game when he came out. Now, Phoenix gives him a run for money, and now Black Bolt is a counter to ULTRON, but he is still effective, useful. Just the existence of Black Bolt didn't negate all things ULTRON, but he is just still best character in the game, probably tied up there with Phoenix. No option to put red stars. I will be taking him into Dark Dimension 3. Had no issues whatsoever with putting every single T4 on this character. Need I say any more? Go get ULTRON. He's so much fun to play. You will jump hundreds of ranks in your arena as soon as you unlock ULTRON, even at 5 stars. Made tons of video about him at 5 stars. He's really, really good. All right, next on the list is MINN-ERVA. Now, MINN-ERVA is actually probably falling off this list. I will take her to tier 14 because she's cosmic and she can revive. And my guess is that she's going to be good in Dark Dimension 3. She is the catalyst to make Dark Dimension 2 work and to unlock ULTRON. Basically, you can build a team around MINN-ERVA and just feed energy to her and you get ULTRON. It's just that simple. Get her up to tier 13, put her next to Star-Lord, give her some tanks, whatever. You'll get ULTRON, and she's the key. Not farmable, but she's probably the best healer in the game. With this right here, also does steal health, which does quite a bit of damage against high health enemies, which is mostly in Dark Dimension 2. So we're going to see what the health pools look like in Dark Dimension 3. She has a passive heal when an opponent dies. She gets True Meter when an ally dies, and she has a revive. Great support character. Useful at any star levels. So as soon as you unlock her, you're good to go. Just take her up to 13. You probably can get going on Dark Dimension 2 to get ULTRON right away. As long as you have some supporting characters like Star-Lord, maybe Groot, and you're good to go. She has to make the list. I'm not finding her as effective as she was in Ultima 7 as I once thought. Although in the later nodes of Ultima 7 where the health pools get larger, she's a more effective there. Next on the list is Hela. Hela is on this list because she's amazing in every single game mode. And a lot of it has to do with her summon, which we call Greg. When he dies, he heals her up, or any Asgardian for that matter, with the lowest health. Plus, he strips away 10% turn meter, which is very good. She is a damaged beast, If I had her at 7 gold stars and 5 red stars, she would be on the top of my list to take to 6 red stars as well. There's this really crazy combo with her when she's paired up with Loki. Deafened Eyes will spread all the negative status effects to the rest of the team, which usually means it's going to be defense down and heal block, plus whatever, maybe even an extra bleed. Or when she's paired up with a character like Vision, that means the whole team is going to be ability blocked. There's tons of combos. I think just because of tornado removal, she's got some natural sustain with Greg, and she has massive amounts of damage. She easily makes the list. Plus, she's pretty much the paywall to unlock Black Bolt, which was a controversial unlock for sure. Not on the list, but I just want to talk about some honorable mentions. Is Shuri. Pretty much any legendary character could have made this list. I just want to acknowledge that not on this list this time around were characters like Star-Lord or Nick Fury, but they could make the list, absolutely. Any legendary character could make the list, and I'm finding Shuri to be very useful inside of the raid. Use her all the time. I just didn't have enough space to fit her. I had a hard time deciding between Shuri or Vision, and I couldn't make up my mind, and so I ended up leaving Shuri off the list. And then also I want to mention Falcon. I'm using Falcon today everywhere, and my only problem with Falcon is I wish he did more damage, but this Red Wing middle ability right here, which clears stealth and gives turn meter, is quite good. In fact, I'm thinking about taking this middle ability up on the T4 next, just because I use it so much, and I'm even currently using it in Arena. All right, well, let me know what you think. If there was any other things that you like as much or think that should have made the list, I'm open to any suggestions. Also, I'm playing on BlueStacks right here, and so there's a link down in the description. It does help support this channel, but on BlueStacks, you can play this game on your PC or Mac. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.